Do you love classic movies and iconic firearms? Want to get up close and personal, but let the guns and the movie stars do the talking? If so, you're in the right place, because I made this channel for you.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood Guns. I'm your host Wilson. Whether you're into action flicks, classic thrillers, or unforgettable TV shows, this is the place where movie magic meets real-world firearms.
Welcome to another Top 5 episode of Hollywood Guns, a slightly different format than the usual signature series, where I typically focus on one film and a hero or villain's primary firearm. In these countdowns, I rank my favorite appearances of an iconic movie gun and invite you to join the conversation in the comments. Did I get the order right? Did I miss a legendary scene? Please let me know. So let's get into it. You know the name, you've seen the silhouette, you've heard the unmistakable report of a .357 Magnum. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the top 5 on-screen appearances of the Rolls-Royce of Revolvers, the mirror-polished, blue-steeled snake gun, the Colt Python. History of the Colt Python. And here is my 1979 Python in almost mint condition. Introduced in 1955, the Colt Python is a double-action revolver chambered for the .357 Magnum cartridge. It was designed as a premium firearm. It quickly gained a reputation for exceptional accuracy, extreme fine cocking action, and single-action trigger pull, and a very tight cylinder lockup. Built on Colt's large I-frame, the Python was intended for the luxury revolver market segment, offering superior craftsmanship and performance. The distinctive features of the Python are the full barrel underlug, the ventilated rib, and the adjustable sights. I think they were made by Lyman. And this contributed to its unique appearance. You know, it's very cool and aggressive looking gun, I think. Python was available in various different barrel lengths. There was a snub nose version, I think it was 2.5 inches. The 4-inch version is most often seen on screen in the movies, and then a 6-inch version like this one for target shooting. And there's also an 8-inch version, again for target shooting or perhaps handgun hunting. So really, the Python was designed to cater both to law enforcement and civilian marketplaces. Production ceased in 2005, and Colt reintroduced the Python in 2020 with significant design improvements. The updated models featured enhanced steel construction and a redesigned rear sight, which was often, this sight was criticized quite heavily on the older models, and an improved trigger mechanism to address issues like stacking, which is, it gets harder to pull as you get closer to the break, and definitely on double action, this revolver has that. So the modern iteration maintains the kind of classic Python aesthetics, while offering increased durability and performance for contemporary shooters. The general opinion seems to be that the new Pythons are better shooters, but the finish, particularly this beautiful, deep and rich bluing, doesn't compare to the old ones. Welcome to the intermission. I've brought in 2 additional related guns for this episode while I cover the housekeeping. So what about this nickel Python? Please drop me some comments on the movies and shows that this one is featured in. By now, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know that because we all want to see the movie clips that these guns were featured in, the copyright holders unfortunately do not allow me to earn traditional YouTube advertising revenue. So it's my sponsors who provide pretty much all the dollars to cover production costs and an armory budget for future episodes. So please consider supporting them so that they keep supporting this channel. First off, SDI. Have you ever wanted to learn more about gunsmithing, firearms repair, or shooting sports management? Enroll in one of SDI's online programs or courses to take your hobby to the next level. Payment plans and funding options are available. Visit sdi.edu or request more information from the link in the pinned comment and description. Now, what about this pistol? Can you guess the connection with the Python? And thank you to Guns International, whose website is so good that I'm not allowed to display their logo on screen anymore, but I'm sure you know how to find them. And if you're a collector like me, you probably avoid auction sites. Prices climb fast and the system tends to favor sellers. And while supporting your local gun store is always a win, you're limited by geography. And that's where Guns International come in. It connects you with hundreds of trusted local dealers and enthusiasts across the country. You can browse thousands of listings, compare pricings and conditions, and find exactly the firearm that you might be looking for, like this Model 59, without ever leaving the comfort of your own home. Anyway, that's all for now. back to the video. Kicking things off at number 5, we have McHugh. In an era where John Wayne was more associated with lever-action Winchesters and 6-shooters, McHugh delivered something bold and unexpected from him. Set in a gritty Seattle filled with corruption and conspiracies, McHugh showed us not 1, not 2, but 3 different Colt Python barrel lengths. John Wayne starts with a duty-sized 4-inch Python, shifts to a snub nose when Internal Affairs confiscates it from him, and in the climax beach scene, we see a mob enforcer chase him down with a 6-inch version. 3 Pythons, 1 movie, and all of them blue-steeled icons.
You know him, Lieutenant?
Patty Samuels. I know him. He's a hit man. He was waiting for me.
In at number 4, Dempsey and Makepeace. I'm going to reserve the number 4 slot in these lists for a British production. Dempsey and Makepeace wasn't just cop drama, it was mid-1980s television perfection. Dempsey, the tough American cop sent to London as part of a transatlantic elite armed unit called SI-10, carried a blued Colt Python, a choice that stood out and helped to accentuate the big, brash American stereotype the producers were going for with his character. But let's be honest, most of us turned in for Makepeace. Played by Glynis Barber, she was portrayed as an upper-class noblewoman with brains, beauty, and backbone, all in one. Fun fact, their on-screen chemistry was electric, and it must have spilled out into real life too, because the two got married in 1989. Number 3, Deadbang. Don Johnson made a name for himself with the pastel suits and the Bren 10 in Miami Vice, but Deadbang was a whole different beast. Johnson plays Jerry Beck, a detective who's constantly on the edge, both emotionally and legally. And what does a cop like that carry? Well, a Colt Python, of course. The movie's tension simmers from scene 1, and Johnson's Python is there every step of the way, clearing rooms, holding the perps at bay, and proving that a revolver can still look cooler than any semi-auto when it's in the right hands.
Are you finished? Leave these premises now or face a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Go ahead, because I'm already broke. My goddamn ex-wife beat you to it. Come on, let's go.
You are off this case!
No such luck, dick face. Your brother was a pussy without a Browning in his hand, and he was a fucking punk in the joint. He'd bend over for a pack of cigarettes. He sucked every con in the joint, John. Shut up! Shut up!
At number 2, we have Starsky and Hutch. David Soul didn't just carry a Colt Python, he made it part of his identity. Across the show's 4 seasons, he's seen with both the 4-inch and the 6-inch variants. And if you're wondering why Soul was such a natural with the gun, it might be because he'd already used it in a prior role that really helped grow his career. The Python wasn't a prop in Starsky and Hutch, it was a co-star. Stylish, powerful, gritty, and cinematic, just like the show itself. Now, I fully expect to get some strongly worded comments about why this isn't the number 1 pick, and to be honest with you, you might be right.
Give me a reason.
I went back and forth on this decision, and as you could probably tell from the order of the movie posters, and eventually I settled on one of the guiding principles of this channel. Sometimes I go with the firearm's major role, but other times, if I think I can make the argument, I go with its breakout appearance. So, why was Hutch carrying a Python in this series when Starsky was carrying a more modern automatic? Is this a coincidence? Or was David's soul and the Colt Python's decision preordained somehow? Ponder this for a minute while we cover some honorable mentions. Honorable mentions courtesy of imfdb.org. Starsky and Hutch, the reboot. Owen Wilson gets a 6-inch Python staying true to the original series, well, at least for the firearm. The Mechanic, with Jan Michael Vincent and Charles Bronson. I mean, come on, Charles Bronson, and the guy who went on to play St. John Hawke in Airwolf. This probably should be on the list, right? The Getaway. Al Lettieri, playing the heavy, again opposite Steve McQueen, wields a Colt Python with menace. Again, 2 cinematic greats. Perhaps this should be higher on the list too. Sharky's Machine. Burt Reynolds, trench coat, 6-inch Python, cinematic poetry. Alright, maybe I need to rethink this concept and make the next list a top 10. And finally, rounding out, Python 357. This last but not least, a French thriller named for the gun itself. Need we say any more? Finally, we've made it to number 1. Dirty Harry made the Smith & Wesson Model 29 legendary, then the sequel, Magnum Force, is what catapulted the career of the Colt Python into becoming an on-screen legend. This wasn't just a single star carrying the gun, it was an entire squad of rogue cops, vigilantes who had lost faith in the system and taken justice into their own hands. Every one of them carried a Colt Python, each one a visual symbol of the controlled menace and moral ambiguity of the motorcycle cops. And when they turned on Harry Callahan, Magnum met Magnum, 357 met 44. San Francisco, 1973. Motorcycle cops, aviators, leather gloves, and the deep blue, unmistakable lines of a Colt Python. This is how legends begin, and this is why Magnum Force sits proudly at my number 1.
This car registered to you?
To him.
I'll have to see the registration.
Come on, give me that license.
Good day, sir. Is this car registered to you?
Oh, yes, sir. This is my car. You must be new. You know who I am?
I'll still have to see your license and registration, sir.
Mind if I try that one?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. The Colt Python was never mass issued like other revolvers. It wasn't cheap, it wasn't common. But in the hands of a select few, both on screen and off, it became a symbol of style, power, and cinematic cool. If you like this countdown, hit that like button, please subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what firearms you want to see next in a signature video or a top 5 format.
Man's got to know his limitations.